For freedom for you and I. Cry, cry, Minty, cry. Run, run, run. I mean, I say, hear me now. This is a soul for your production.
Let me know if you are hearing me or not.
Don't stop, keep going, chase the freedom. Fight for liberty, fight for the real ones. Freedom, freedom.
Talk to audio.
Cry, cry, Minty, cry. For freedom for you and I. Cry, cry, Minty, cry. For freedom for you and I. Ah, na, 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 na. 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 Cry, cry, Minty, cry. For freedom for you and I. I mean, I say, hear me now. This is a soul for your production. No longer. No longer.
I mean, you say, hear me now. This is a soul for your production. I mean, you say, hear me now. This is a soul for your production.
those who come on the live, I'm going to hear the audio clearly. So I'm going to
Run, run, run.
nuts. You need to hear the audio clearly.
Don't stop, keep going, taste of freedom. Fight for liberty, fight for the real ones.
You need to hear me.
Freedom, freedom.
Nice, nice. Alright, cool.
Cry,
Give me a second.
empty, cry. For freedom for you and I. Cry, empty, cry. For freedom for you and I. Na 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 na. 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 Na 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 na. Cry, minty, cry. For freedom for you and I.
Alright. 1 minute, 2. 2 minutes, 2.
I mean, say, hear me now. This is a soul fire production.
No longer. No longer.
Alright, tell me about the audio. Let me make sure again the audio very clear. Very, very, very. Let me make sure you hear me clearly. Clearly. Yeah. I realize we instrument to fit YouTube. Right? That's it looks so cute. Giving me a lot of serious stuff.
Take care, boy.
Cry, minty, cry. For freedom for you and I. Cry, and I.
I mean, I say, hear me now. This is a soul for your production.
No longer. No longer.
Hi guys, let me know if you hear me clearly, more clearly now. Alright, since I turn on the audio. Alright, yeah. Let me see. Trying out new stuff. You know how things just go. Tell me now. After the volume, woo, volume up. So let me know. Okay, video quality look good for me. All right, well, we're trying. We go work on it, and I appreciate the support so far. But as we get into the video, we go talk more about the support in regards to the podcast and the things that we have been doing and we have been working on desperately, right? Because of the fact that we want this thing to last, right? Video quality looks good from here, right? We want this thing here to last. I've been trying to give people know forward right now when coming to the drinks. So right now, you know some labels here. Yeah. So let's tell me what we're sipping on right now. What is what is the how the week was? Alright, how the week was. Let me know how the week was. Understand? Clear the labels. It's good. Right, cool. Right, I appreciate that. So let's share it. The numbers normally if I share not share, but if normally if I go live on Facebook, obviously the numbers would have been higher already. I don't know if individuals are limited to the
YouTube platform.
Yeah, the YouTube platform, don't know, but again we're trying it out. You understand? Taking a rest, nothing for me. So I'm drinking nothing, we're sipping on.
Drink some water now.
Drink some water now. You must have to be sipping on something. You know this is your day. This is
Drink
your
some
time.
chamomile tea. You're taking a rest. Drink some chamomile tea. Some
This is your time.
tea.
This around this time, this time is forward right now. Right? Number one supporter. I don't start to call you number one supporter.
Oh, it's first and all kind of thing,
Right? But she wasn't first today. I find she was sticking. I don't know what your channel was. Get a Gmail to go onto YouTube or something. You was trying to get you a email. You're trying to get a quick email. But it is what it is. So how was the week? Tell me about your week. What you're sipping on, as we converse and so forth. Guinness. Hey boy, it's a strong thing, Guinness is a strong thing, but it's a strong thing. I just drink Guinness once a month.
And I just mix it
exactly
with egg and
condensed milk and thing. I make a punch with the Guinness. So once a month I just do Guinness because Guinness does scare me up there.
20 dollars a good drink, I'll make it fair.
Yeah, Guinness and egg. And let me tell you,
the egg, Guinness and condensed milk.
Right, Guinness and egg, right? And to be precise, common fowl egg, as we just call it, the egg. You understand? Trust me, you're good where that is concerned. You're good is where that thing is concerned. And also, see the numbers rising and falling, but hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. Alright, some people might jump in a little. Alright, might jump in a little later on. I don't want people to miss what we had to talk because let me say this first and foremost. This topic that we are about to discuss, which is gender roles and equality, I guarantee you this is not this would have part 2 because we can't go through every single thing in regards to where this conversation is concerned, right? We can't go through everything, so we're going to do our part 1, which now will be the part 1, and we're going to have our part 2. So for the persons who may come in late, jump in late, and whatever the case may be on Facebook and so forth, based on the platform we're using right now, we only allow to stream on one platform, right? And since that it has been very tedious to us during the course of the week, I'm not able to upload as fast as possible onto YouTube. So I'm trying to stream directly from YouTube so the video could stay right. You understand? Yeah. Alright, today is St. Patrick's Day. Must have a Guinness. Yeah, man. St. Patrick's Day. That's which parish? That's which parish? I am big on the parish. I know village. I being honest with you, I know village. So you have to remind me where St. Patrick's is. That is what's that? I don't know. I cannot offer me geography when it comes to Tobago, when it comes to the parishes, not the villages, right? And also let me know what that is. Right, so as we say, the topic today is gender roles and equality. All right, 10 past 6. So we got to jump in. People gonna fall in as they come in. I not seen other comments. Well, check your phone. I don't know what's going on. We seen all the comments here. All right, we seen all the comments here. When it comes to we seen all the comments good on our end. So I don't know. Try cast it to your smart TV. You a big shot.
Put up on a big screen.
You big shot. You will get you. You will get you. Right. So what we sipping on today? We're sipping on orange juice and coconut rum. That's why I feel good. I feel like the coconut rum. Right? For me, it's anything with a percentage. I'm not in anything with a percentage. Well, not you know that. Right? Anything with a percentage, I knock it. So as we drink for today, and of course, water. Yeah. Okay, see now, I don't cast it long time. Right. Nice. Good. So you're on the inside. Right? People go jump in little later on. Right? So as we was talking about the topic, and before that we was talking about the support, the overwhelming support that we get in. Right? All you understand how these things does go when you working from ground zero, right? And we're looking for the support more and more. I don't big up Tobago Vision Broadcasting Network, right? For the the little camera setup, I believe it's a little clearer now, a little cleaner now, based on our thing.
It looks
right?
cleaner.
It looks cleaner from our side, but let us know from your end if it's a little bit clearer and cleaner, right? I know we're gonna have to rank up on talk to Digicel, to kind of send, with speed, internet speed, a little bit more final from them is we have to pay more money in regards to the current package that we have and see how that goes. It's a holiday in Ireland, so we're having Irish drinks such as Guinness or Bailey.
Okay.
The Big Vision podcast. Oh yes.
So just tell you the parish thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a holiday in Ireland. Okay. You Irish?
Yeah, and thing on.
Yeah. The proper term, you're killed.
You're killed.
Yeah, we're killed. Killed. Yeah, but that is two righteous drinks there. That is two righteous drinks there. Baileys and Guinness. That is wifey favorite. Baileys is wifey favorite. Yeah,
And a long time I haven't drank
she
that.
love her Baileys. She love her Baileys. Baileys different.
A long time I haven't drank.
Right.
But anyways, 30 minutes past 6. We want to welcome everybody who's on the live right now as we delve into our topic for this afternoon, right? Gender roles and equality, right? So let me just give you a brief overview because we know that gender roles, it differs according to society or different influences that happen, right? And it's based on male and female, right? And we know some people have questions about how we view gender roles and equality in this era. Because when we were younger, we would have seen and known that gender roles, they were clearly defined in terms of the woman taking care of the home and taking care of the children and cooking and whatnot. And then you have the man who would be the provider, who might be the mechanic, who would see about the exteriors of the home and different work that happens in and out and around the home, right? But now in today's society, we see these things as, there isn't no clear line of demarcation as to, what is done in terms of male and female, right? So today we just want to, just open up the topic so that we can discuss, how we see gender roles, how it affects the society, how it affects our families, how it affects our children, right? So it's a very vast and comprehensive topic, right? So we want to just discuss, within the family and the society we have it today, how do we see gender roles functioning and, not hampering, the society, how we function as a people.
Correct. Well, if you talk about in the tradition, in the olden times, right, or traditionally, it was clear cut. There was a clear understanding of where the man should be, or the understanding of masculinity as well as femininity in regards to the relationship, or even in regards to being a part of society, functioning in society, right? So when it comes to, it was clear cut. There were no conversations. We'll be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Our old lady, when I say old lady, our grandparents, grandfather and grandmother never used to have no big discussion as to, oh, well, you stay in the house, see about the children, and I go and see about the garden or whatever the case may be. Right? Yo, big up Turbo Steam. They don't know who that is Turbo Steam. Right? King. Right? So the understanding back in the time, back in the olden days, there were no conversation as to who should do what or whatever the case may be in regards to roles and functions within the household or even within society. Yeah. It was understandable that man's supposed to be the provider, breadwinner, and the woman take care of the home, right? So the father or the grandfather or the man bring the bread, and then the woman then take care of the home with the children and so forth and so forth. No! We have a breakdown in society, and before I do that, I want to ask a question, right? And it's a simple question, somewhat of a simple question, right? And I want to ask is, can we agree based on the conversation surrounding gender roles, right? And equality, right, has changed over the years, right? True or false? No.
Yeah.
Many of us say it changes, right? We can agree that it changed.
It has changed. It
has changed, right? Now, there are three types of gender role ideologies, right? You have the traditional, you have the transitional, and you have the egalitarian, look, egalitarian, right? Egalitarian, which is actually that deals with the segregation, meaning not what is expected, the perceptions that hold rules. Basically, it is not segregated. So, in other words, now if there's a woman mechanic, she could function like that. It doesn't matter, right? No matter what the role or the function is, it doesn't matter. She functioning. You understand? She doing man work. Let's put it like that. She doing man work. Now, the traditional way, what we would talk about in the olden times, there were no. It was a clear-cut understanding as to what the woman would do and what the man would do.
Yeah, in the olden days,
Right.
like how you now saying that that's man work.
Mhm.
No, they would have said that back then.
Right.
But as it is now, as time has evolved and things has evolved,
Mhm.
there are women who have their own mechanic shops,
Right.
and all of that.
Right.
And there's no longer saying that only men alone could do mechanic.
Right.
Or
There are women
only-
pouring concrete.
Yes, or only man alone could do construction,
Mhm.
or only man alone could do electrical, because you would see some of these special services. They're in the army, they're in the police service,
Yeah.
they're in T and Tech, and all these things, climbing pole and dealing
They're
with
functioning.
wires
They're
and all.
functioning when men normally function by themselves.
Yeah.
Now,
How could this cause a problem though, as
no.
it relates to man and woman relationship now?
Right. Now, in my understanding of where it is concerned, now, I see on the basis of the conversation, there is no problem with a woman functioning now, because we have to understand the times and go along with the times to a certain extent, right? But there is a breakdown in where a man is supposed to function fully and what that consists of, and where a woman is supposed to function fully and what that consists of. For instance, women tend to be now, because of there's no limit as to what a woman should do or should not do in regards to a man's world. What happens now is that women take on masculine traits, and that is where the breakdown comes in, right? Because now you're functioning now where dealing with a woman and she arrogant, she behaving like a man, right? She personality is like a man, she operates like a man, she thinks like a man, she hold operation. Well, again, there's a book called Think Like a Man,
Act like
Act Like a Woman, Think Like a Man. Okay, so we know that the information is out there, right? So we can't behave like we ignorant to what is out there and the conversation that is out there. So to bring some understanding to this, what happens, and I'm talking from a man perspective, because of now women are now entering into, for some 10 years ago, coming down to this current time, women have been coming into a man's space, right? A man's zone. And because they come into a man's zone, you cannot come into, in other words now, for example, you cannot be a secretary and do not know how to do secretary work. So you can't come into a man's role and do not know how to do man's work. So obviously, what goes with the attributes of that function of functioning within a man's space, you would have to take on a man's persona. I'm wrong? If I'm wrong, or tell me I'm wrong. All right?
Well, I don't know, but you would just probably say a man's persona basically in terms of strength. That's probably what I'm thinking about.
No.
Because mentally,
Right.
you would let's say a woman in construction, right? She would have done her training, done her whatever, and she's now a contractor or whatnot.
Right.
And doing what she's supposed to do with her own, yes, she's a woman. She's doing it on her own feminine strength.
Right.
And doing it to the best of her ability, mentally knowing about the work as the same as a man who would be doing it. He would have mentally know about the job. There's a woman who would also know about the job and be able to perform in her own way, not taking away anything, not making the job seem lesser effective or whatnot.
And I'm not disagreeing where that is concerned.
Right.
The point I'm trying to make where that is concerned is that you take on the attributes. You cannot function in the avenue of something and it does not take on the attributes of what that gives or the characteristics of what that gives.
Yeah.
Right? So then no,
but you cannot say, in my opinion, that it's a masculine character that she's taking on.
It's all right. The reason why I say that, it changed the conversation. Because now, when she go home now, she going home with rubber boots or steel tip boots with jeans or corduroys or whatever you call it, whether a construction worker may hold or put or have on. Sorry, but then no, it changed within a spiritual aspect also.
All right. So let's say, okay, so living my she tell find out she do some whatever.
Right.
So if it is, let's say she's in a relationship. Let's say the man is a bank supervisor or something. So he would be coming home with his briefcase, shirt and pants, nice and neat and whatever. And as I say, she's coming home with her boot, cement, she tools and whatnot.
Now, again, as I've said before, I agree with her in the aspect of where she functions. Okay, she could do that to the best of her ability in dealing with wherever job specs she would have chosen.
Right.
I have no issue where that is concerned. The problem with that is that you now put aside your femininity, if I've said that right, your softness, your elegance, the things that caused men to be attracted to you is then now goes out the window because of taking on a man's situation. Again, it does not take away from she can't do the job, whether she could do the job or she could do the job or not do the job.
Right. So when you focus on the fact we understand that she could do the job.
Yeah, she could do the job.
So the thing is now, she like when she has to go out and stuff, you would see her in a nice little black dress and her heels and her whatever. But her job, as it entails during the course of the day, is dirty work, hard, dirty work.
But listen,
and there are men who are attracted to women like that.
Again, even though the general consensus of a man is to deal with a feminine woman, we're talking about something where a man have to deal with by.
Now, still, what we're talking about is how society put it, right? So society say that construction and them kind of thing is man work.
Is man work, right?
Right. So that is what you're going with.
Right. Is a man's job, right? No, I'm saying this. Okay. Because of the breakdown in the communication in regards to what we used to have before. Now, this whole conversation came in because of the whole feminine movement or the Me Too movement and those individuals who try to give women equal rights to pay as so forth. Like the conversation that's happening now with the NBA and the WNBA, which is the women's basketball organization, and you have the men basketball, which is the NBA, the men, which is totally men like LeBron James and those guys. And these women now saying that they want equal pay, right? They want equal pay. But you see now, in business sense, it doesn't make any sense to give the woman within the sport the same pay as well LeBron James would get. Because of the fact that on a business sense or as a business perspective, nobody really watch women basketball, right? Nobody don't really watch women basketball.
But if it have women in basketball who is performing on that level that they could be
still
on par with the guys,
right?
I'm not saying I understand that it could be a problem because woman tolerance in terms of strength and whatever has limits. Right, so in terms of matching them up against the men would be a problem. So if you have to do any kind of a sport where you have to judge or whatever, I would agree to doing that only where women are concerned and they judge the women with other women and not with the men.
Right. No, well, they're not competing. No, they're not competing. All right, it's women basketball.
Right.
Excuse me, and there's men basketball.
Right.
Again, the conversation based on the media that is happening within the media. Mainstream media is that the women are asking for more pay on the same or equal pay as the guys. it cannot happen because it does not make sense business-wise. Not much people watch the women basketball. Now, I say that to say this, and it goes back to the original comment I was making, that when it comes to the aspect of functioning in a man's, and I hate to use it to a man's will, because it's all of us will, it's both of us will, right? And I'm talking about male and female, right? What I'm saying is that when you start functioning within a certain arena, right? What changes also is your conversation or your how you see your husband. Now, let me don't make a blank statement to say, okay, all women operate with that, because there are some women who do understand the femininity.
Right.
And you see now what women tend to do. Women, what we have been happening in the earlys with the whole feminist movement and whatever the case may be coming into the coming into society and to the mainstream media and that kind of stuff, is that women now, they say women strong and they're strong as man, and they say women are equal to so by so, whatever the case may be, and women supposed to be this and they could have their own independence, and they're preaching all of this. Now, this have been misconstrued or misunderstood by a lot of women. As soon as a man said, hey, humble yourself, the response is, who is you? Who is you to talk to me? I working for more money than you. I driving my own car. I have my own house. But they do not understand that their femininity is a strength. So when you are now moving from your femininity to operate within the spectrum of a man's space, and I'm talking about that straight across the board, whether it's mentally, physically, emotionally, whatever it is, and then you start having a conversation like we would have, like how brothers would have a conversation by themselves. How you expect man now to fit in, or how they could come now and say, hey, oh, this is my place, lead me to my place where this is concerned and handle it. But you see now, when women get that piece of the pie now, the conversation take a different turn. Now you can't talk to women who working for more money than you. You can't tell she to submit, because as soon as she hear the word submit, who is you? Who is you? I'm not saying that there are women who don't understand femininity and understand that their femininity is a strength, right? But more so, when majority of the women now have this expectation of a man, and once that expectation then not being fulfilled, then gonna be like, okay, who is you? Is that all? Is that this? Is that?
You see, for me, that is where we go back to something that we started with initially in this conversation with knowing yourself, especially if you're in a relationship, male and female, and let's say the woman is working for more money than you, right? The dynamics of your relationship is nobody else. But then when it comes to society, somebody might want to pressure you into thinking, were you trying to say you don't have no weight over your home because your wife making more money from than you are sure she's the one providing in the home and wherever you just taking up space and you are panty man and wherever I want to see. So society is the one now that will put the pressure on the male as it relates to how his wife functions. And I'm going back to saying that, okay, let me say she functions in construction. The husband have no problem with that. He might be doing construction too, and both of them they're okay with it. But in society now, or let me say she's working construction and he's working in the bank or in the office or something. Society again would put the pressure on the man, right? Not necessarily the man, because they might have the good working dynamics in their relationship and he's comfortable with what his wife is doing. She understands her role as wife, as woman in the home, and he understands he was a man, because working in the office doesn't make you less of a man than having your wife doing construction. It doesn't make you less of a man because she might be bringing in more income. It doesn't make you less of a man once you understand that he is the head of the home. And I'm saying that society, based on how we have seen things evolve over the years, is the one that would have pressured these male and the male friends that you keep, if they are not seeing it that way. Sometimes they might be jealous to be saying what they're saying because their wife, she's strong. Yeah, she choke up in her corner, and whenever you have her back, she have your back. At the end of the day, somebody wants to break in the house, It's not, she might even be the one jumping off the bed because she works in construction. If the same man has to get up and see what is happening at the door, see what is happening outside the house to protect his family. So I am not seeing I would only see that these roles being a problem as it relates to outside influence or media influence, how social media have it, because we pay a lot of attention to how the social media brings across things and it influences our trend of thought because social media, these things have a very powerful influence on our lives. So these things could cause problems in relationships, right? With children, having children in a home, growing up now and seeing these things, they would understand because gender roles could also hamper children's trend of thought, children's mind in terms of what they want to do or what they want to be when they grow up. So having like boys and girls in your home and they see mommy doing this or whatever, they may not have grown up like how we would have grown up knowing that if daddy would have go outside and fix the roof,
Right.
or if daddy would have
Right.
fixed the pipe outside, or whatever, but she might be interested because you have a curious young daughter, and she's like, daddy, what are you doing? Let me see what you're doing, and then the subject might come from plumbing, or the program, and she'll be, I'm interested in doing plumbing, you know, because I like them kind of thing.
Right.
It's fine.
But yes, you know, I could understand that, right? But as I said before, the point I was trying to make is I have no issue with the job or the activity in which they would partake in, right? What I have a issue with is the aspect of when the persona changes.
When they don't know their role and their function, they don't know
They know the place.
right. When
Right.
they don't know their place.
Right? They don't know how to stay in the lane.
Right.
Right? And I'm saying some women don't know how to stay in the lane. Right? So when you function and it gets, you know, we have to get this clear. We have to understand this. We are not equal. Don't be realistic where that is concerned. We are not equal. And I'm talking about the aspect of when it comes to physical things, doing physical stuff. Yes, you may lift a bag of cement as well as a man could lift a bag of cement. But the general consensus when you talk about the other aspect, I can make a child. You could make a child.
Yeah.
I do see my period. You don't see a period. You have a cycle, right? So there are many things that a woman supposed to embrace, and I hope I'm being fair here.
The natural, the autonomy is the word. Autonomy
of a
woman,
right?
As opposed to a man, it is very different.
It's very different, right? The only, as I just always say to people, my only thing is that the only thing that makes us the same is our spirit. We all have the same spirit. What makes us different is how we feel, right? So when it comes to when the conversation you're doing the man job, right, and you're operating with him, is that no, you want to have control of the relationship. You understand? No, the question I got asked to many female out there. Right, before we continue, as I got some messages that people not able to comment and they want to comment. I don't know if you all have your email. If you don't have an email, I don't know if that is one of the criteria for YouTube. If you don't have an email or a YouTube account, sorry, they may not be able to think, but I try opening the comment section. So let me know if you're able to see the comments as well as if you're able to comment, right? So basically, that's what it is. I'm not sure what is the situation. I don't know if you don't have a YouTube account, you may not be able to take, but still try and see, since that I try to open up the comment as much as possible on my end, right? Well, if such be the case, we go flex to suit. No, so back to the topic, as we say, we're talking about gender roles and equality. So we were saying before that we are not equal, right? And when it comes to certain conversation, especially if a woman working for more money than the man, and even self-functioning, the man decides to function as he's supposed to, not because you're working for more money than him, means that you're supposed to be with your man. You understand? No, the consensus of a man's point of view in regards to his relationship, a man will take a woman, right? I'm not saying that there are some women would not do that. There are some women who would do that, but the most men would take a woman who is working at KFC, who working for minimum wage, and he's working for whatever amount of money at the end of the month or at the end of the year, and he would make this woman into something. But the mass majority of the woman who is working for that kind of salary, let's say 500,000 at the end of the year or 100,000 at the end of the year, right, is that they would see that KFC worker as someone beneath her, right? Beneath her. Now, understand that in regards to a relationship dynamic. You understand? And not understanding, each party not understanding who they are, there's going to be a lot of friction, right? There's going to be a lot of friction. Now, in going deeper, there's some, as we say, gender roles. Now, this is something I personally created because that is how I function personally. I don't function based on the roles in regards to what was set out by our predecessors or fathers or forefathers and so forth. Because, as I said before, and I would have mentioned this to you, I had to drop a lot of things that my father would have taught or tried to teach me in regards to functioning in a marital relationship or in a relationship on a whole. I had to relearn a lot of stuff, unlearn and relearn a lot of stuff in functioning within that relationship, right? And what happens there? What I did is basically change roles to purpose. That's basically what I did. Change roles to purpose. So instead of there were, for me, gender roles, I had gender purpose. So now I functioning with purpose. So now I wouldn't get, because in every single, the three types of, or the three functions of gender roles, which is the tradition and the other words that I mentioned before, right? What happened? Each of them, the conversation changes over time because it's a role. So when you do the research yourself, you realize with the tradition change, roles change, right? With the other ones, it changes. With the next one, which actually split between the tradition and the other one, is because of pronunciation. Why I'm saying it right now, it's basically saying that balance, that one that balance between two, which is the transition role, right? A balance between two, the first one and the second, the first one and the two, right? So it's in between. So in other words, now, there's something called a home husband. When the wife go to work and the man stay at home, I could function as that, and I could function otherwise. Good. So that falls between.
Right.
So
and still maintaining masculinity
and still maintain exactly.
Like if you're beneath your wife or whatever. But I have a question to ask. My question is in relation to, yes, gender roles. When you say that you have women who do certain things and they kind of put themselves in a more masculine kind of way. They feel, strong, they feel powerful, they feel in control. And now it's difficult for them to be with a man. And then they end up having feelings. I don't know if this is straight from the topic, but I just kind of like linking it because it could have an effect in that way if you are now saying that, women in the home kind of lose their femininity and this is what men want, and them feeling in that kind of way, and then they end up becoming lesbians because they are women.
All right. Now, so before we could even touch that, you had to go back to the issue. Now, as you say, as times come along, there were certain things that man would have let go. And I, for one, would personally admit that. Me personally, Creed, would admit that. when you do the check throughout history and you're coming down to modern times or coming into modern times, there were a lot of things that man let go of, right? No, it was a cause. There were a cause, but the sinner, what men were supposed to do is hold on. But because of the cause, right, of what was happening and what was functioning at that time, they decided to say, "What? Yeah, you want to function like that, you function like that," and they give up. So then now you have a lot of men now who start swinging so. They start to get fishy. Right? They start to operate on a femininity spectrum. They start to be feminine. Now there are a lot of issues that surrounds that cause a man to operate that. We don't really need to get into that. But because of the letting go, and they throw up their hand and they say, "See what? We ain't fighting you now because of the next thing." We see today, a lot of men don't like to deal with a quarrelsome woman. As soon as she started to get agitated and quarrel and she they say, "Girl, you stay away. We don't want to deal with you," and think and they want to stay by themselves. But yet say when they go to their brethren and them, the brethren and never get away. Boom, they get away, they could able to reconcile. And they go back good and normal. But they can't do that with the woman. So the thing is, now what happened over time, men will have lost their way because of the fact that they know what? They give women automatically, they give women the responsibility of carrying the load. Now, again, it was because of certain things that happening over a period of time. You understand? Because, as I said, the conversation starts seeping into society about femininity and independence and being independent and being an independent woman. One of the most prolific, as they would say, prolific singers is Beyonce. To the single woman. But yet still, she preach that word or preach that in song or whatever the case may be. But yet still, she's not single.
She still have a man.
She still have a man. And a man she's subjected to. So here we are now in society when women grabbing up these things, right? And then now they want to project those things to their man. And then when the man says, "See what, me and me gonna deal with you," and because a man
What is the definition of an independent woman?
Right.
And based on what they are saying is not the definition that or what they are portraying or what they are selling on the social media.
Independency
is not what it is.
Right. Have you ever seen the movie The Woman King? Yeah. Powerful movie, but again, there are some serious problems that men are dealing with. Now, let me tell you something. Men want to get it back. A lot of men want to get it back. But you know what? They can't deal with this from a woman. You see, she mouth.
Yeah,
You
but
see,
once
she
they
mouth.
can't get control of she mouth, the next thing for them to
You
do
see, she
is
mouth. But wait, no.
Yes,
Don't go down
yes,
that route.
yes. I just saying.
No, not just saying.
Because with a woman, most times they said her mouth is her weapon. She know how to hit you below the belt.
Okay.
And then you have some men who can't deal with that. The physical strength is now their weapon or their defense.
But that makes the point for me. The reason why a man is built to protect, to provide, to be the breadwinner, to be the cultivator, to be that person, to be the leader. That's what a man is created for. That is how it's built. If you check a little school boy in the school setting, as soon as them girls come in school or whatever the case may be, he always be like, he running to pull a chair, he running to open the door for miss. He always operates with the aspect of having to be that is built in. So the question anybody could ask a question, where did he learn that from?
Right.
He never said that he had do it. He may see that he might have done certain things, but it is in him that some men have never seen their father perform that way because they never broke their father, but they still operate with that because it is in the DNA. It's a natural instinct for a man to protect and to think. So when he deal with the challenges of being fighting, you don't want to fight with society and come and fight with a woman too. But if he end up with that, his reaction, obviously, to protect and to provide comes with his fist.
Right.
It comes with his fist. So it's not a bad thing. I'm not saying, hey, let me tell you something. I'm not telling man to hit the woman. Hey, not do that. Not hit all your woman and them. I am saying to all, in regards to where that is concerned, the breakdown of that conversation happens because of the fact that, hey, women need to understand that the femininity is a strength.
Yeah.
And it's important because as soon
Necessary.
it is necessary, because as soon as, all right, for instance, I come home and I'm dealing with a hard day. I stress out with society, I stress out with the boss in work and whatever the case may be. You think as a man, you want to come home and deal with and think, I mean, no, you're supposed to do this. And as a man, stand up as a man and need to do this. So man not supposed to show no sense of calmness, softness too. When I say masculinity, it doesn't mean only strength of muscles and fists and things. I'm talking about understanding who you are. So that softness also, because you know, a man to give a woman who is soft or to express some softness towards her, what the proper word is compassion towards her, he have to know what is that.
Right.
He have to be such to do that to her. You understand? But
And I'm also saying that a man who expresses himself in that kind of way, that is not a level of weakness. That is also a strength. A man who could show compassion, a man who could get in touch with his emotions, a man who could show feelings, because a man also requires this from a woman. A man is obligated to feel sad at some point in time.
Correct.
A man is obligated to feel tired at some point in time. A man is obligated to want some kind of support at some point in time, some kind of encouragement at some point in time. A man is entitled to feel sick or to feel weak at some point in time, to be vulnerable at some point in time.
Now, let's understand this on society. Because we want to really deal with this on our society here. Because we have to change, the conversation. We're not saying change because we have to have the conversation a lot more in regards to where society is concerned.
Yes.
Right? Because that's the only way we got to change. Because the young girls who growing up now thinking that they don't need a man.
But that is what I mentioned earlier,
Right.
that society is the main influence, social media, society, these things
Right.
influence how
Okay,
people
but
behave
yeah, but you
on
cannot.
a day-to-day basis.
Right. So then, what we cannot do is separate society from the people, because it's people who make up the society.
Correct.
Right? It's families who make up the society. It's men, it's women, it's children, it's all of us who make up the society. So we can't really say society and put that in a box and figure that is something separate. It's nothing separate. We all make up society. We all are part of society. So in understanding the function of how a woman is supposed to, like this one commenter here, Unika saying, based on real African ethnic group, where the idea of gender did not exist.
That is in the movie, the woman king.
Right. No, you see now, one of the things that we say, you see, I was always tell my wife, you see, when I start a conversation, remember that is how laws would have been created and would have made for today. It started off with a conversation. So sometimes these social groups, like the feminist groups and the independent woman groups and whatever groups they have for women right now, strong, hard and fast, have this notion in their mind that, hey, this is all about woman. So they want to take away the narrative, take the narrative of the man's world and put it to the woman's world, and now women have this idea that they could do things by themselves. Now, which drives men away because of the fact that man don't want to deal with the quarrel, they don't want to deal with the bacchanal, they don't want to deal with the back and forth. And that is basically the backbone of it. It's not hard, it's that way it is. Now you have women who really truly understand their femininity is that strength, and what that does to a man. And when a man accepts that, what does that does to the relationship, right? It flourishes. Remember I talking a couple episodes before, right? When I talk about constructive interference. That is basically the true understanding of constructive interference. When the woman operates within her femininity, the softness, the gentleness, the compassion, the care, the love, and that is reciprocated to the man, then the man knows, say, okay, you know what? I'm going to protect you at all costs. As my brother does say, the lawyer say, I got you. I got you. You understand?
Saying, I got
So,
you.
so the understanding of where that is concerned is that for it to balance off, and that is the key word. For equilibrium to exist, women need to function as women,
Right.
and men need to function as men. So all these situations will come into confuse aspects of gender role. The reason why men are confused now because men truly do not know where they are placed in society or where they could function in society.
Yeah, but they have to understand who they are, understand themselves, and operate as such. So it doesn't matter what a woman come with. You have to maintain who you are as a man, maintain man masculinity, maintain that. So that is what I was saying from before, that a man needs to understand who he is. So it doesn't matter whether the woman functions in a job that seems very masculine or whatever. She in herself has to understand her place, her role as a woman. And the relationship has to be, as I say, balanced out. Right, where both of them are able to still communicate with each other on that level. She maintaining her submissiveness, which is not a bad word, to her husband, and he understanding that yes, he is the man, right, and he would function as such, but they both still have a mutual, level of understanding and communication as it relates to whether it's job, home, or whatever, because both parties could show strength and both parties can show weakness.
Right. Now, Jana rightfully well, Jana by the way of Unica, send the message, right?
Femininity and femininity are not gender related.
They are
energies. And some women, especially single parents, have to tap into both energies to play both roles.
Right. Now,
masculinity.
This is don't give us tip.
See, and femininity.
Jana, you're playing you're playing a game you're rough. You're playing a game you're really rough. No.
But male is male and female is female.
I understand. I understand where she's coming from. I understand deeply where you're coming from.
That help me.
Right? Oh, the skin started to get hot. Men have to do the same, right? No, I understand in regards to energy, because it's basically really and truly an energy. It is an energy perspective. Because
as it relates to a woman who might be a single mother and have to tap into that side of her that she might be saying, which is an energy to be able to bring about, and it still may not bring about a balance to the home if she has to play the role of a man.
Right, but all taking words out of my mouth. Taking words out of my mouth.
I am saying,
I was going on the same road, right? In regards to what the energies is concerned, right? I hope I ain't gonna get back first, man. Small thing, right? In regards to what the energies is concerned, that thing in the beginning was little away in the middle. When I talk about men start giving up, right? Men start giving up, men start operating in a way in which that they don't want to deal with the back and forth. Yes, men have to do the same, right? Women have to do the same. It's as I say, we want to create balance in society. That's what we're looking for, balance. So when it comes to, as I say, single women operating certain, the only reason why she operates that way because of no choice.
Correct.
Right? Of no choice. Right? She operates with that aspect because of the fact that the man dropped the ball. The man decided to say, oh, I'm not dealing with you and that child, you deal with that child there on your own. And we're talking primarily with single women here or single parents here. Right? No, me and my wife used to have this conversation back in the day that there are certain things, there are a lot of things where when a man decides to not function, it doesn't mean the woman does not have the capability to not function in that role. It doesn't mean that. If we were to go back into the days of the Bible and they talk about man and woman, when God made man and woman, the same thing God made man with, beside the womb, and the ability to make a child, right? It made woman with the same attributes to function. Just as the man is a leader, the woman can be a leader. The same way a man is a logical thinker, same way a woman can be a logical thinker. Yes, women more deals with their emotions and so forth to function, however the case may be. Man can also operate within the emotions also. Right? So it doesn't mean that we are exempted from the attributes of or the energies that exist. It's when it's missing, then the woman gonna function as she's supposed to function. When then it happens because you have a lot of single fathers, but you don't really hear a lot of, and much about them. You understand? Because what? Single fathers don't scream. You understand? If we really have to be honest with ourselves here, single fathers don't scream. That single father gonna come and deal with what he had to deal with in regards to functioning. Because what? There's an aspect of him that understood how to function, when to function, how to move, how to deal with the role that he was dealt, or the card that he was dealt. With a woman, you're gonna know when she's single parent. You don't know. She does scream. Don't, hey, if I lie, tell me I lie. The reason why you have all these programs and all these things that designated to single motherhood and single parent, primarily is surrounds is the woman.
Most times.
Most times. Majority of the times. 99% of the times is the woman. But there are plenty single fathers out here.
Society
again, is we. Is we operate with that. So when it comes to the roles, and we talk about gender roles, as we talk about the masculinity, based on the energy and whatever the case will be, it all intertwines, right? It all be a part of the whole pie, right? One of the things we have to understand, as I was saying before in the earlier aspect of the conversation, for me personally, I function in purpose. Now, this is a different level of thinking, this is a different level of understanding. Because you see now, as we realize, the conversation start changing over a period of time. You understand? And because it start changing over a period of time, it comes a case now, men asking themselves this question: where do I fit in? You understand? Where do I function? Because if you is police, you in army, you have a big portfolio in whether these security jobs or whatever the case may be, and I working in a bank, but when I come home to you, you have the gun and strap on your waist. I have my pen and my book and my calculator. How I gonna function? Because you see now there's a conversation that I figure, again, I could be wrong. A lot of women get carried away in the space that they are functioning, and they carry that to the extreme where they now want to operate like the man and not like the woman. But you was built to be a woman. You understand? And then now men start thinking. So I said that before, there's a cause. Right? There's a cause. And the cause is, you know what? You do your do, I do my do. And then you have a lot of women who really truly understand the community and understand the strength. Understand how to function and understand the role and know how to stay in the lane. But guess what happened? They can't find the man to compensate or to reciprocate. They can't find. You understand? They can't find. Not to say that the men out there, the men out there, but they see now there are a lot of men who have been tarnished and scarred by women, right? Which we could always go back, we could always go into part 2 of this conversation.
Yes, because we need to continue this conversation because I have many questions and many things to ask as it relates to that. Right? And I will still hold on to the fact that a man needs to understand who he is, and you mentioned something about men just give up. Right? And not give up or not throwing the towel when the situation seems not favorable or not working with them as it relates to a woman falling in the same space as what they would call as masculinity
Mhm.
and allow the women, because women have to understand as well who they are and maintain their femininity, even though they may have
In other words, the feminine energy.
yeah,
Keep bringing the feminine
keep
energy.
bringing the feminine energy, not trying to override the man, not trying to be on par with the man, because no man wants to lie down with somebody who can lie down next time it's man.
Yep.
Right? So bring the energy of that soft, subtle, gentle woman, female part of you. Let that always eliminate from you. Don't get confused as to who you are. You are woman, female, you are man, male. Function as such and allow your relationships to balance, allow people to see you as such and that kind of thing. I remember when we were building the house up the road and I was toting bucket of sand and gravel, shoveling. You know, I shoveling cement like man. My hand get cold, all kind of thing. I couldn't even rub it back too much. I just scrape it back, all kind of thing. But I was just doing what I was supposed to do in the space. Both of us were building something, and I just got into that groove.
Right.
I wasn't feeling masculine or whatever. It might have made me feel strong for a while. Hey, I could do something like them fellas.
Yeah.
I could lift a shovel, I could lift a bucket of gravel, and that kind of thing. But I didn't change who I am. I didn't start operating or walking like a man. My voice didn't get any deeper or whatever. And I understood who I am. We were doing something together, working for a common goal. And
yeah, well, they support, and basically many men look forward for that. And as I was sharing from the perspective of a man want to feel something soft, something gentle, right? There was a court case online where this guy his wife and himself was going through a divorce court, was in divorce court, and he was saying that he don't like how she has her sex, and he was like, so the judge was asking, what I mean. He said, well, every time he pumping and thing and into it, and she put out the voice in and she was like, yo, whoa. He started to be like, what's going on? What's going on? I don't want to hear that. You understand? So, in regards to men in society these days, right? I fear many men like to hear a woman shut up. Right? They like to hear if you was there, they like to hear a woman shut up. You understand? No, I'm not saying I don't know your situation. I don't know the dynamics between you and your partner. You understand? Understand what I mean? There are certain conversations that me and my wife never had. We never had conversations about finances. Like if my finances is your finances and your finances is mine. We never had a conversation like that. Never. But we functioning good. Because what? I came in understanding my role and my function within the family dynamics, in the husband and wife dynamics in the first place. Dealing with another woman, dealing with my woman in the space of living together, not just going and visit, but living together. You understand? So I know my place as a man. You understand? Anytime my wife decides to get beside, although talk this as a rude comment. Anytime my wife decides to not stay in she lane, then here what I say, hey, oops, hold up. Now we can't function like that. Because they will not like me to function a different type of way. Because a man's different type of way is to defend that. So even though, and whatever that is, whatever that situation is, if you understand, is that even if she cannot violate that. You understand? Much less somebody from outside looking in cannot violate that. You understand? So it comes down to this, hey, hold up. I say, hey, again, I'm not promoting abuse or abusing woman, and vice versa. Right? So in regards to a man functioning in the role, as I tell you, I just do it differently. I do it with purpose. I understand purpose. There's a book that calls Purpose and Power of Men, and it deals with the gender roles. That's a book by Dr. Miles Monroe. Twice I buy that book and I always share it with somebody and I never get back the book. Right? These are books that only need to get for men. Even so, if you have to sit down and read it with him or read it for him, right? That is what we need to put back into society for society to function the way it's supposed to be function in purpose not just the basic understanding of a role.
Our role, because the roles can change.
Corrose, and we see proof of it.
Right.
Now you have man and man married in. You have woman and woman married in. Because there was a breakdown in the communication over a period of time about where each party is supposed to function. You understand? Where each party is supposed to function. No, I'm not going against anybody and their choices. No, I'm not doing that. That is not me. You choose your choice, that is what you do. I choose my choice, I choose a woman. You understand? I function as a man, right? Within my purpose, right? Which eliminate the understanding of what just a role is, but much more than that. And you have to understand, the only way you could be able to understand is if you know yourself. Right?
And
So it's
back to knowing yourself.
back to knowing yourself.
So 8 minutes past 7, and we just shutting off time, right? But we're gonna continue this conversation next week.
Yeah,
There's
yeah,
a
yeah,
lot
there's a
more
lot more.
that we haven't even touched on as it relates to gender roles and equality.
And since that I seen here with the platform that we're using right now, let me see if I could try something. Let's see if I could try something. Send this link to your guests. You may want to share your instructions to your guests. You can have up to 6 people on the screen to share to. Okay, right. Let me try something. I want to try something. Try something. Copy. Okay. Alright. So I may have to upgrade. But I was thinking of actually inviting somebody on the live when we're doing live, or we might have to do it straight to Facebook and then and I think we gonna work it out. But again, guys,
It's the first time we do it on YouTube platform directly, so you understand that we're having a little bit of challenge where some people not able
With the
to
comment.
message and comment and all of that. So we will work on that and see how we could improve that, or if we may have to go
back to Facebook and then upload it to YouTube. Because I was trying to build, I'm actually trying to build, to be honest with you, I'm trying to build a YouTube page, right? The YouTube platform. So that's basically why we did this today, right? So since that, there are a lot of people who do not have access to the YouTube chat, basically what we're going to do, we have to be committed, right? We have to be committed. So what I'm going to do is we're going to stream from Facebook, and then I'm going to just upload it to the YouTube platform. So we could have more people be a part of
interaction.
Exactly. Yeah. Be a part of the interaction. So this was just part one of this conversation. This conversation have 3 series, right? I'm hoping that we could be able to invite people to the Facebook page. Those people might just be contacted during the course of the week, but we're gonna try it out, we're gonna test it. And once a year when I call and we test it and we realize it's working, prepare yourself to come on as an invitation for to have this discussion. Because let me tell you something, we had to change the narrative. Right? There are too much of disorder and there are too much things in society now that we have to change the conversation.
We just so accustomed to going with the flow. Yeah. And we can't afford to do that, especially when we have younger ones coming up after us. What are we going to leave for them? What are we going to have them emulate or follow? What legacy are we going to leave? Right? So we have to be very mindful and cognizant of the fact that it's not about us, it's not about now, but it's a whole generation after us. So as Creed was saying, let's try and change the narrative and do things the correct way, right? Let us see if we can get it together and get it right, right? So there's so much more that we could go into as it relates to this topic
here.
Because as I said, it's a very comprehensive topic. So we're just going to touch on what little we could do now, and as there's 3 parts.
We did your 3 parts. Yeah.
3 parts, right? So we're gonna, as we said, try and get someone in on one of the episodes, one of the series, and we just continue.
Even so, if we had to go to the extent of UNICEF having them being on the seat and having the discussion with them, I might just be in the background and they and
them here with us.
You know, something had to happen. But we working,
Right.
we working,
So feel
right?
free to send us information via our email,
Yeah.
right, at wildchildmedia868.
Child Media 868, right? While Child Media 868 at Gmail.
And on Facebook,
While
at
Child
Wild
Media,
Child Media.
right? YouTube is Wild Child Media 868. The email is wildchildmedia868 at gmail.com. Alright, so guys, let's send love and light. It was nice. I know it'll be too short because of the discussion.
Yeah. Comment coming up already.
Right?
Are you done already?
Right? The conversation, but it's something that we need to continue. Alright? It'll be nice, short and sweet. You understand? So we could always continue for next time and build anticipation for the next time.
Yes.
Alright?
Thanks again for tuning in. Another episode of We Don't Give a
Sip. Alright? Bless the Lord.
Blessings all.